Actually had breast cancer and ended up dying from it, which was another reason why I was like, I really, want to make a difference for this disease. And what the statistics show is that about 95% of the cases of breast cancer could be prevented just through diet and lifestyle alone.
Is that right?
Yeah. So that took me kind of into the world of natural health. And then I was introduced to a system of medicine called Ayurveda. And Ayurveda is from the area that's now India. It's a 5,000-year-old system of traditional medicine. That's what Deepak Chopra talks about. And this particular system of medicine really understands the human body. It gives you kind of a guidebook for it, and all the things that you need to do in order to achieve extraordinary health and longevity. And these are things I did not learn at all, in medical school or residency. I didn't learn anything about health.
What is the difference then? Just give us just a little bit of a comparison
Sure.
of Western medicine and this Ayurvedic way of living.
So Western medicine primarily is a disease system. So when I was in medical school, as I said, in residency, I learned about diseases and how to suppress their symptoms using medications or, to use surgery, to treat them. But it wasn't anything about preventative. And Ayurveda is truly about prevention. But even more than, preventing diseases is also about really achieving extraordinary health.
And maintaining extraordinary
health. Yeah, so it
health.
Understands all these what they call natural laws that govern us as human beings. I mean, we can think of it like we know we have to eat, we know we have to sleep, or we don't do very well. Well, they understand it to a very extreme sophistication, in that all of us are different. So it's there's certain rules that apply for certain people and not, for others, depending on what your body type is. And there's really hundreds of natural laws that they have discovered that they say, well, if you follow these natural laws, it brings your body into balance. When it's in balance, then it enhances your body's inner healing intelligence, which is the thing that helps to keep us well. If you disobey those laws, then what it does is it causes imbalances that then obstruct the flow of the intelligence in our body, and we can't keep us well anymore.
Maybe there's somebody who's watching today that's, maybe a diabetic or they have chronic disease, and they're thinking, maybe my health, I'm too old, or maybe my health is just too far gone. I've been a diabetic for years, or my high blood pressure, my hypertension,
Right.
I've been taking medication for years. Can chronic health problems like that be reversed?
Yes, absolutely. And Ayurveda talks about every single disease as something that is the end result of these imbalances that continue on and on. So by reversing those imbalances, and the prescription could be different, for everybody, depending on what their particular, imbalances are that brought them to that place. But by reversing those things, then you can reverse diseases that in Western medicine we traditionally don't think are treatable, like arthritis, for instance, is very treatable and reversible according to Ayurveda.
Well, I want you to talk about these beautiful
Sure.
foods that are on the table.
Sure.
And I love talking about my husband's garden. I like to say he likes playing in the dirt. And
that's
he
great.
raises great berries and greens and things.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, so we eat a lot out of the garden. So I'm always excited when I see green stuff on the table. So talk to me about what all this is.
Sure. So kind of the focus of what I brought today is about how you can help your body to detoxify itself. So one of the main principles in Ayurveda is that it's very important to get the toxins out of your body. And if you think about it, it's a 5,000-year-old system of medicine. So of course there weren't all the toxins that we're exposed to today.
What are some of those toxins?
Well, they're found in our food and the air, the pesticides, the herbicides, and other things that can happen that you don't normally think about is that emotionally, if you eat, for instance, when you're upset, you don't digest your food properly and it can create toxins in your body. So there's many reasons that we collect these toxins in our body, and they clog up what we call our channels in our body and decrease your, inner healing intelligence. And so they have a detoxification program called Pancha Karma. Pancha means 5 and Karma means actions. And it's all about getting massages and hot treatments to help facilitate getting the toxins out of the body. And I got introduced to Ayurveda by doing their detoxification program. And about 48 hours into it, I looked in the mirror and I looked 10 years younger and never felt better in my life.
Well,
and I thought,
that sounds really
exciting. Oh my
exciting.
God, they really know what they're doing. That's right. Yeah, so that's when I really learned a lot about it. So one simple but unbelievably profound thing that you can do is to just sip hot water throughout the day. That's it. Just sip purified hot water throughout the day. Old Ayurvedic, thing to do, but what it does is it keeps your digestive tract moving. It opens up the channels in your body. People have had like profound changes in their skin, clearing up, and even, weight loss. Making it very easy to...
Adding anything like lemon juice or anything like
You
that?
can do lemon juice. You can do detox teas. There's all sorts of different kinds of detox teas, but just to sip the, sips of hot water or the herbal teas throughout the day.
Oh, that's easy. That's a simple start.
Yes, it very is. It is. So the liver is actually our great detoxifier. So it's a really great idea to help to support your liver when you go through the detox.
Well, when we come back after this, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to continue our discussion on what all of these beautiful foods can do to help us to achieve longevity and even outer beauty, and helping us to live longer, healthier lives. So stay tuned, because after this break, I'll come back with more conversation with Dr. Christine Horner and talk more about her book, Radiant Health, Ageless Beauty. Stay with me. We'll be right back after this.
One of my most rewarding experiences as a dietitian has been actually quite recently, just a year ago, when I met Donna, because she was so motivated and ready to lose weight and to get healthier.
Well, since I've met Sue and listened to her guidance, I've lost about 80 pounds, and I have been taking off almost all my medications. To me, that's something to shout about.
I think for Donna, the biggest change has been what's happened up here. Her perspective on food, nutrition, fitness has just changed dramatically. She looks at food differently. She thinks about food differently. And the fact that nutrition and exercise, they're just a routine part of her life.
I just see the future getting better and better and better, because I'm getting healthier and healthier and healthier. It's just been a whole life change, and I don't want to ever go back to the old ways.
From this angle, it all makes a star.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore. And frustration, a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy, and giving up impossible.
And then we're going to turn the lights and everybody look up.
I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought.
What's your reaction? Yeah, exactly.
And unconventional methods
Okay, what else?
common.
This is their world. There's nothing.
And then they die. Go ahead, go.
I'm a teacher. I make more.
And welcome back to the show. I'm Babby Mason, and this is Babby's House, and I'm having a wonderful conversation with Dr. Christine Horner, the author of Radiant Health, Ageless Beauty. And before we went to break, Dr. Horner, we were talking about cleansing the body, ridding the body of toxins that are in our food, that are in our environment, even emotional toxins that cause our systems to back up and not function properly. And so we talked about the importance of even drinking something as simple as hot water during the day that just keeps our systems just lucid and free and helping to rid the body of toxins. So tell us what else we have here on the table.
Sure. So it's important when you go through a detoxification to support your liver. Our liver is considered our great detoxifier, and so there's certain foods that you can consume that are known to help, with the liver function and the liver enzymes. So, for instance, mushrooms, they are known to help to support the detoxification enzymes in the liver, as well as the antioxidant systems in the liver as well. Now, you can do for all of these. There are some supplements that you can take in addition to that, because sometimes it's hard, like people don't want to eat mushrooms every single day, for it. So the AHCC is actually a supplement that I discovered several years ago. I've been so impressed with. It's out of Japan. They've done hundreds of studies on it, and they show that not only does it support your liver, but it also supports every single cell type in your immune system. So it helps to keep your immune system very strong and lowers your risk of many different kinds of cancers, including breast cancer, prostate cancer, liver cancers, and they actually prescribe it in the hospitals in Japan for cancer patients because the survival statistics are so much better. In addition to that, cruciferous vegetables, so broccoli is an example, cauliflower, kale, Brussels sprouts, all of those have various different chemicals in them that help to support the liver. Artichokes do too. Dandelions are kind of interesting because we think of them as weeds, but actually the leaves that I have here are something that help to cause you to purify your kidneys, and the root of the dandelion helps to purify the liver and helps with the liver enzymes or support the liver enzymes.
I didn't even know dandelion had a root. I mean, I see my husband mowing them off the yard, but that's as far as we got.
My mom used to make me dig them out of the yard when I was a kid.
So cool.
Yeah.
Okay, dandelion roots.
Dandelion roots. Now, when you are detoxifying, it's very normal to kind of kick up oxygen-free radicals. And we know with aging and with the development of different kind of chronic diseases like, diabetes, heart disease, and so forth, that oxygen-free radicals play a big role in that. Inflammation, oxygen-free radicals.
Okay, will you define that? What is an oxygen-free radical?
Sure. So an oxygen-free radical is a molecule in the body of oxygen that's missing an electron. And our body actually needs them to help to drive all the chemical reactions in the body. But when we have too many of them, and that can happen from stress or toxins in the body, then they try to steal that electron from cell membranes or from our DNA and can damage our body's cell membranes and DNA. And so we've recognized that one of the ways that our body ages, one of the ways that we develop all these different kind of chronic diseases is from damage caused from the oxygen-free radicals and also from inflammation.
Okay.
Yeah. So to counteract that, it's really great to do some what we call superfoods. And blueberries we recognize, raspberries. One that's lesser known is the lychee fruit, which is from Asia. And lychee fruits, actually all of these have an active molecule in them called a polyphenol. Yes. And they're all unique. So it's kind of like they have their own unique pharmacy in them, and they're very good at various different disease preventions and so forth. And so lychee fruits are particularly good with a lot of different anti-aging properties, and its active ingredient is called oligonol. And oligonol has also been shown to help to protect your skin from ultraviolet damage and keeps the elastin and collagen fibrils very strong, so you have less wrinkling, with it too.
Yeah, cool.
So very good to support yourself with those things during a detox, but also during normal life too. Yeah.
And then on the very end.
Yeah, and on the very end, one of the things that we've recognized too is that we get heavy metals in our body that can cause a lot of problems, particularly if they get into our brain. They've been associated with like Parkinson's disease and Alzheimer's disease, and we're exposed to them in the water, in our food, and so there's various different things that you can do that can help to get these heavy metals out of your body. And cilantro has actually been shown to be the food that's really the strongest as far as binding heavy metals in the blood and helping to get rid of them.
Now, how much cilantro do you have to eat, or how often do you have to eat it in order for it to have a good effect?
Sure. So I actually juice it. So when I do juicing with apple, carrot, ginger juice or something, I juice with cilantro too. So, just as frequently and as often as you can think of it. And when you detox, you particularly want to do like a bunch of it probably within a couple of days. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the final thing is vitamin D. So vitamin D has been shown to work in our body like a hormone. It has just millions of different functions in our body, but there's very interesting research that showed that vitamin D can help to get aluminum out of the brain and mercury out of the brain. So that's very, very important. And the only way you know how much vitamin D that you should be taking is to get your blood levels checked, because it's different for everybody. And so there's actually a kit that you can order on the internet from a site called thepowerofd.org. And you order this kit, You don't even have to go to a doctor, to get it done. And it gives you instructions about how to do it. It's just a little prick of your finger to send the blood off to them, and then they'll tell you what your vitamin D levels are, so then you can figure out, do you need to increase the amount that you're taking. And
as far as the length of time that one needs to detox, how do we determine that?
So 3 days as a minimum. And ideally, you want to work yourself up to about a week. And sometimes, if you want to, even 2 weeks or so. But to start out with, it's good to do like 3 days at a minimum, and then increase it.
And all this information is in the book.
It is,
and of course,
yes.
we should all talk with our doctors before launching into this kind of a detox.
This is very mild.
Very mild.
Very mild, at home, simple thing to do. And like I said, even just drinking hot water activates your body's own detoxification system. So you don't necessarily have to do that, because none of this stuff is strong where it could be, hurtful for you or too much.
Very good. And how do we get information on your book?
Sure. So from my website, actually, is drchristinehorner.com. And my book's available everywhere. Amazon, if you want an autographed copy, you can get it from my website.
Dr. Horner, thank you for coming by Babby's house. This is all just wonderful stuff. And the beautiful thing about it is it doesn't come in a jar.
It does.
It comes from God's beautiful green earth.
Yes, it does.
And something as simple as water consumption, warm water consumption can really help to up our game as far as our health, our longevity, our inner and outer beauty.
Right.
So thank you so very much for coming by to help us get started on this.
You're welcome.
And thank you for coming again. And you, dear viewer, thank you for watching Babby's House today. And all of this is just to encourage you to take care of our bodies and to take care of our minds, and so that we can live a life that is pleasing to God. Will you do me a favor? Will you stop by my website at babby.com? Let me know that you've seen today's show and that it's been a great source of encouragement to you. And while you're there, you can check out my books and Bible studies, music, and my tour schedule, just so that I might be able to meet you someday on the road, and we can meet one another face to face and encourage one another there. Well, thank you again for watching Babby's House, and remember to be anxious for nothing, but in all things by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving let your requests be made known unto God, and you'll have the peace that passes all understanding. Well, God bless you, and I hope to see you again. Until next time, God bless you real good. Bye-bye for now.